What's up, brother? This is your Impact Wrestling review for July 26, 2012. Now let's get started, dude. So anyways, Sting came out to the ring, and he pretty much addressed that he was the Impact General Manager for the night, for the evening, and this led to, Austin Aries coming out. And the main focus was about aces and eights for all these guys. Austin Aries and Sting, they were talking about aces and eights, and then now came Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was talking about how he did not get appreciated about being attacked by aces and eights. And this lead to Bobby Roode coming out. And Bobby Roode, he was a victim to aces and eights, and he's like, look, I figured out who it is. I figured out who is the guy behind aces and eights. And his microphone cuts off, and then Kurt Angle's like, you need to say something? And Roode gets the microphone, and Roode starts to say that he believes James Storm is behind aces and eights. And I was laughing when he said that. And the reason why I kind of like that he hinted at James Storm is because, Bobby Roode and James Storm still have a feud going on. And I know Bobby Roode right now is tangled into Austin Aries. But with Bobby Roode focusing on James Storm, it shows that, he's still showing bad blood towards James Storm. He's still showing that, it is James Storm's fault that he's no longer TNA champion, or why aces and eights are running apart. And he's telling Austin Aries, you should listen. I know this guy. This guy is trying to do anything to win the TNA World title back. And Austin Aries is kind of dumbfounded as Roode keeps talking bad about Storm. Storm comes out and basically him and Roode brawl it out. And that was the end of our opening Impact segment. We go backstage and we get Bobby Roode talking about how he knows James Storm better than anyone else, and he knows that Aces and Eights is run by him. Our first match of the evening was a knockout tag team match between Madison Rayne and Gail Kim, taking on Mickie James and Tara. Mickie James and Tara pretty much they did all right in this match, and Madison Rayne and Gail Kim like whatever in this match. This was just a basic knockout tag match, but what happened was there was a questionable call by Earl Hebner that allowed Madison Rayne and Gail Kim to pick up the win. I don't think maybe Earl Hebner's boner is too high for Madison Rayne. I don't know. I don't know what they're really going to go for this storyline. I'll kind of keep a watch on it. I'm not really going to really trash it yet. It's because I haven't seen too much of it lately to really judge it to its full experience. But maybe we'll get a live sex celebration. Who knows? TNA is still TV-14. I mean, look at the shit they're doing with AJ Styles. And speaking of which, the debut of Chavo Guerrero was supposed to happen tonight. And throughout the whole night, they're kind of hyping up Chavo Guerrero. And a lot of people were kind of bashing it. They were like, why are they hyping up Chavo? Oh, if Chavo wasn't related to Eddie, he would be nothing. And I'm like, well, take off the mask from Rey Mysterio, and if Rey Mysterio didn't pick up the Rey Mysterio name, would he be on the star level as a Rey Mysterio? Just saying. I mean, that's kind of dumb to say. Just because he's related to Eddie, he wouldn't be anything. Rey Mysterio without the mask wouldn't be Rey Mysterio. It's that simple. It's like, who cares? The TNA's hyping up Chavo because Chavo does have a very good casual following, not a huge one. And Chavo Guerrero, the Guerreros are very big, in the Hispanic region when it comes to wrestling. Now, I don't know how it works with the Guerreros. I heard there's something bad with their name. I don't know. All I know is that I think some fans were kind of being a little bit too critical about this whole Chavo Guerrero thing. But next up, we had Sam Shaw, and he made his gut check match against Douglas Williams, and this was not really focusing on Sam Shaw. This whole match was not supposed to focus on Sam Shaw. And if you guys want to know what I thought of Sam Shaw, I really did like what he showed in the ring. I don't like his ring attire. His tattoos kind of remind me of Wade Barrett and Batista combined. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I really got to say about Sam Shaw. He's pretty good. I'll get more into Sam Shaw when we talk about the gut check. But the one thing I did like was Joey Ryan. This was more focused on Joey Ryan. And now it's wondering if Joey Ryan maybe will get a feud with Al Snow or maybe even Taz. Who knows? But Joey Ryan, I really like what they're doing with Joey Ryan. And I hope they continue up doing the things that they're doing with Joey Ryan. So we get a backstage segment, and it's featuring Sting. And this week, they're kind of doing an open fight night field for the X Division. And the 4 people involved are Dakota Darso. I forgot the other guy, the black guy with the afro. I'm sorry, I do not remember his name. Kenny Keene and Sanjay Dutt. And this Sting said that he's going to be worrying about aces and eights. You go worry about, kind of your own thing, and you're the former X Division champion, so you help it out. So Austin Aries pretty much talks to all these guys, and the guy with the black guy with the afro, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. He said something about being on the Highway Express, and then Austin Aries was like, all right, get your Highway Express out of the fucking building because you're not the guy for the X Division title. Since I don't remember this guy's name, and since I don't really think this guy would make a good impact for the X Division, I like it. So let's move on. Next up, we got AJ Styles versus James Storm, and this was a pretty good matchup. These guys were, really showing a good classic matchup that these two would have together. Kind of makes me sort of, because this could have been saved for, I don't know, a pay-per-view type matchup at Hardcore Justice. Like right now, we only got one match announced, but I kind of wish they kind of saved this concept and this idea for this match for like maybe a TNA pay-per-view. But I understand why, because they wanted to get a storyline to produce out of this. So, this was a really good matchup. There was a lot of good counters involved. Not too many high spots between the two, but the ending sequence was pretty good until Aces and Eights came out. And the one interesting thing about Aces and Eights is they attacked AJ, they attacked the referee, they even attacked the security, but not James Storm. And I was kind of semi-meh about this, because when they did not attack James Storm, I was thinking to myself, oh god, please do not turn James Storm heel. The reason why I don't want James Storm to turn heel is because I want to see a James Storm and Bobby Roode feud. I think a James Storm and Bobby Roode feud makes more sense than maybe a James Storm leading this Aces and Eights, faction, and have him, face Austin Aries for the TNA World Title at Bound for Glory. I feel Austin Aries could feud with a different person. But Aces and Eights, not attacking James Storm, and, when James Storm went backstage, he was kind of pissed off that people are assuming it's him. And then it kind of feels like, maybe he is with Aces and Eights, but I just don't see the benefit of a James Storm, being with a faction like Aces and Eights. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. So I really don't believe it's going to be James Storm, and I hope that it's not going to be James Storm, because I really do like the James Storm face character. Next up, we got the Sam Shaw gut check, and this gut check concept with Al Snow, Bruce Picard, and Taz was kind of lacking. Al Snow was pretty much bitching how he got punched by, Joey Ryan, so he didn't get to see the match, and that was kind of a lame reason. Picard kind of just, said, oh, you had a good match? Yes! And then Taz, when Sam Shaw cut that really good promo, Taz was kind of just like, I saw what you did, so yes. And I'm like, that was kind of anticlimactic. It didn't feel really good to me. It wasn't a good gut check, but I'm glad Sam Shaw's in TNA. Maybe he could get involved with Joey Ryan. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities with this whole Joey Ryan thing. So let's kind of wrap up with this whole X Division that's been going around. But first, the X Division that happened, then Ciampa debut. So then the X Division happened, and it came out to Darsow, King, and Dutt. Dutt, talked about how, he came back during the 2 injured shoulders for the X Division, and he got hairsprayed in the face. Kenny King called himself the Emmett Smith of TNA, give him the ball. And Darsow kind of just said, my style's different. I'm not flashy, I'm aggressive. And then Aries kind of just said, yeah, get the fuck out. And I kind of was like, I don't know about that, because the thing about the X Division in the past, Samoa Joe, one of the greatest X Division champions, in my opinion, he was not flashy at all. This dude was always aggressive. So I don't get why Austin Aries would tell Darsow that the X Division is all flash, when Samoa Joe back then, used to be like dominant X Division champion. Joe's gonna kill you type of thing. And that's what the X Division's missing. It's missing someone so dominant with a different style. I mean, that's why I like Douglas Williams at X Division. He brings a different style. So I don't know. It's kind of lame that Darsow got cut because of his style, but hopefully maybe that will change for TNA. So then we get on to the debut of Chavo Guerrero that was been hyped all night. And Chavo Guerrero, came out and just talked about how excited he's going to be here and he's looking to become a champion in TNA. Out comes Gunner, and MMA Kid Cash, and they basically insult Chavo and beat him up, and then out comes Supermax. And then I was thinking to myself, Supermax and Chavo Guerrero? I mean, I love Supermax. You guys know that. I praise Supermax a lot. And it kind of does make sense because at Slammiversary, Supermax and Kid Cash did have a match. So I think that, this is actually a really good thing to, set up. Maybe a tag team feud, maybe a tag team championship, opportunity for Chavo Guerrero. That's fine with me. As long as Chavo's not being pushed to the world title, I'm totally fine with that. I'm not saying Chavo's not capable of becoming a world champion. I just think that, you know, when you want to build up a star, especially like Chavo Guerrero, you got to take time. And I know Chavo's not a young spring chicken, but who knows? Maybe he could help out a little bit for TNA. I really did like this move that TNA did here. So then we find out that the X Division title is being defended, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I didn't know it was being defended. And Zema Ion came out, and so pretty much they were deciding who it was going to be. Austin Aries told Sonny, don't look, your shoulder's a question. We're giving Kenny King the shot. Kenny King came out, got a good reaction from the fans, and so Kenny King, you know, pretty much, what's his name, Zema Ion had a pretty damn good X Division match. It felt like an X Division match I would see back in like 04, 05-ish. And it was a fun little match. And then afterwards, you know, the ending came because Kenny King did like this crazy little flippy move out to the outside, threw Zema Ion back in, and looked like he was going to the ropes to do some springboard splash type of move. But then Robert Roode came out, attacked Kenny King. And a lot of people were like, what the fuck is Roode doing out here for? Well, he has no business here. Roode throws him in, and pretty much Zema Ion hits his moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Zema Ion retains the X Division Championship. And Roode pretty much did it because, you know, the person who he's facing at, you know, Hardcore Justice chose this person, and this person could not do it. So it makes Austin Aries look like an idiot for choosing, you know, Kenny King, because Kenny King couldn't take the pressure of Roode coming out. So I really did like this. It really did add more to Austin Aries versus Bobby Roode. So I did like it. I did like that they, you know, did that. And then out comes Austin Aries, beat up Bobby Roode, and then we get a weird commercial break. Spike TV, you wonder why the UFC left your ass. You wonder why. But anyways, we come back to, you know, Impact, and we get announced that Austin Aries and Kenny King will be tag teaming against Bobby Roode versus and Zema Ion. So I'm looking forward to that tag team matchup next week on Impact, brother! So then we kind of get more hype towards our main event of the evening, which is going to be Kurt Angle versus Bully Ray. This was a fine matchup between these two. I have to say it was one of my favorite matchups on live TV in a while. And I'm talking about in a while, like a month. This was a really good live TV match, you know. The one thing that I kind of just have to nitpick at is that why do they keep changing Bully Ray's style? Like, sometimes he's a cowardly heel, and sometimes he's like someone that will brawl with you. It's kind of nitpicky. And where was Joseph Parks, God damn it? Where was he? I know he got his ass kicked, but where was Joseph Parks? Angle and Bully Ray put on a really good TV match. Definitely check this out if you didn't see it. This was a fine matchup between the two. And Angle ends up winning, picking up the 7 points. You know, he had to hit 2 Angle slams on Bully Ray. Bully Ray looked credible from it. Didn't make Bully Ray look too bad. And then, afterwards, Ace and Eights come out. And they start beating up the shit out of Kurt Angle. And then this leads to AJ Styles, Cena, and Aries come out. And they start beating the fuck out of Aces and Eights. And then all of a sudden, sorry about your damn luck. And James Storm comes out. And all of a sudden, Aces and Eights just leaves the ring. They don't want to fight James Storm. And this leads to a usual, you know, if there's everything controversial in TNA, it always comes back to Kurt Angle type of thing. Where Kurt Angle's like, oh yeah, you behind it? You behind it? And James Storm's like, I'm not behind it. And, you know, they just been kind of arguing back and forth. And then it kind of just leads to the whole, you know, announcement that we get James Storm versus Kurt Angle in the Bound for Glory series matchup. Fine with me, but please don't turn James Storm heel. Overall, I thought this Impact was pretty damn enjoyable. It was a very good episode for TNA. I really did like it. The only minor thing that I did not like was kind of how, you know, I'm still in question mark on what's going on at Hardcore Justice. I did like that Aces and Eights, they weren't like too huge on us this week with Aces and Eights. They kind of held back a little bit, but just please don't turn James Storm heel. But overall, solid episode for TNA Impact. I give this a B-. Anyways, if you guys like this video, subscribe up above. Follow me on Twitter, ChaseOliver68. Check out my video game channel, CO Live Videos. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all later, and I hope you have a good time.